Even though you're still in the U.S., you're literally in a different world.
No one can afford a house right now.
She's a chameleon, you know, see him. Talking about politics and trying not to piss everyone off is a challenging thing. I feel like I'm shaping myself out to be an asshole.
Yeah, a little bit.
Today we're getting into politics in Hawaii. We've actually shot a video like this before and then never posted it because it's a fine line to walk. It's one of the conversations you don't have at the dinner table. It's probably one of the conversations you don't have on your real estate YouTube channel, but we're different. Literally our tagline's real estate different, and so we're gonna get into it. Are you willing to do an interview? We're just asking people about how they feel about Hawaii's political landscape. So he's laughing. It's hard for me. Are you guys strikers? Striking and Halloween all at This is tough for me. How is Hawaii politically versus the mainland? You ever live mainland?
Yeah.
Yeah? Where'd you live?
Arizona. I'll say in Europe too. I went Europe. I lived in Europe for 1 year. Well, I went for volleyball, so like college and stuff for pros. So that's a difference, you know.
Oh, okay.
Their economy is like totally different. It was like a challenge for a local person to be at another area that how they raise themselves. I don't like say about it. They peel out. Like us, we conservative, we clean, you know.
Where in Europe?
I don't like say.
You guys work at the Hilton?
Yes, we work at the Hilton Hawaiian Village, and we're striking for our benefits.
Yes, for the community itself.
And the community itself.
Just to set a standard for Hawaii, for our family, for the next generation.
The economy going up every year.
And a generation, the next
something.
generation. And it's hard to live in Hawaii, and we're just trying to set a standard for Hawaii itself.
Not you, okay? We're not. You guys excluded, but most of the people, the hundreds of people strike. You think they tend to be for one side or the other, or split, or?
Trump.
For real?
For Trump.
That's interesting because typically the union spirit is one of the left, is one of like the Democratic Party, right? Shaking their head. Although Hawaii always votes blue. So we look on just blue or red, we tend to look like California or Oregon or Washington. But we know that culturally, there's still a lot of God. Still a lot of family. Second Amendment, people not necessarily mad at guns. We have a little bit more conservative values than our voting record would show. The last time we had a Republican governor was Lingo, I think.
Yes, it was.
We're always blue, but then here a union person is saying most of them are Trump. I love that. Not that I'm saying we should all vote Trump. What I'm saying is I like that we're just not so hyper left or hyper right.
But I'm a union member. We get plenty of union members. We're not only Local 5, there's a lot of them.
So in that group of people, I could go find conservative union members. Wow.
But you gotta go for the locals. You can't go for the other ethnics because they're not gonna talk.
There's a lot to decipher there. She's making ethnic implications about culture. The thing is that's not so taboo in Hawaii. We literally, hey, how's it? I'm Derek. What? Japanese, Filipino, like that's something we do and it's not seen to be offensive. It's just different here. It's a game we play to get to know who you are. What school did you graduate? It tells me socioeconomic class, geographic region you grew up in, and how old you are, you know, which is what year you grad. Stereotypes are stereotypes for a reason. I enjoy the diversity of Hawaii, not just culturally and ethnically, but politically. A conservative union member. I couldn't have asked for a better first interview. In this area, it'll be interesting because we'll have local people, but then we'll also have a lot of transplants. It'll be interesting to see where they're from. Where are you guys from? From New York City?
Well, New Jersey.
Like the voting record there tends to be blue, right?
Oh,
New Jersey,
liberal.
New York.
Mega liberal.
And then you live in Vegas now? Does Vegas tend to be like in Arizona, like conservative?
It's like teeter-totters, like 51-49, depending on the year. It's pretty much 50-50.
How many times have you been to Hawaii?
It's my fourth.
How do you feel the political climate is different from these mainland cities, be it Vegas or New York?
You know, I don't hear about it too much, but I don't know if it's just because I'm in vacation mode. So, you know, nobody's really talking about it on the beach or anything like that. But I just see a little bit of, you know, ads on, you know, on TV. I was just in New York City in July and, you know, in the newspapers and everything like that. I mean, I would assume like if you go by his hotel and whatnot, they're probably all amped up right now. We have Trump's hotel right in Vegas on the Strip, and
we got the Trump Tower.
Oh, do you have it over? Is there one
there?
here?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I think the media juices everything up.
Yeah, they're not doing like gender reassignments right in Central Park.
I don't think so. I don't think so. I love Hawaii because I literally feel like you're in a different world. Even though you're still in the U.S., you're literally in a different world, which is really cool.
We have our own culture, our own customs, right?
It's fantastic here. I mean, I think the people are some of the most friendly people I've ever been around. Like I said, I come from Vegas right now and mega hospitality industry, and it's the same thing here. But it's authentic. I mean, I could, I really feel like the people are fantastic.
You want to tell people who they should vote for?
I'm not here to tell you who you should or shouldn't vote for, but I'm going to tell you right now, I'm voting for Trump.
New Yorker? I thought maybe
no,
I didn't know.
No.
I know a lot of local people that are Trump supporters.
Trump supporters?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not.
You're not?
No, but I don't know if I'm educated enough to choose a side.
Yeah.
I just don't think I agree with him and the things that he says.
It sounds like you a little bit rahui a little bit.
Yeah,
and so
for the people.
You tend to not identify with like the face of capitalism and Trump. I'm not
true.
trying to shade. I was just trying to.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not offended. Well, and you gotta kind of like get outside of your ego. You know what I mean? Being like, oh, I'm this or I am that, and it's like collectively, like, what are we? You know, because it's not just about what you are.
Yeah.
It should be about what everybody is, right? Like, we're a group of people.
Huh?
So what do? You said real estate?
We do real estate. Yeah,
And you have more money right now than 4 years ago?
I do.
You sold more houses right now?
Yeah, but
No way. No one can afford a house right now. Absolutely no. Maybe the top 5% people, obviously they can buy cash, but to qualify for any type of loan right now, for the average person, it's not happening.
we see so many people buying houses.
Here?
Yeah, everywhere.
I
But there
I
are less
disagree.
transactions.
Like-
We see more people. It's objective. Like
in Hawaii?
But again, that's not necessarily because the economy's better, the rates are better. We just have more clients,
Maybe.
local
I mean, yeah.
and mainland clients.
Especially where we're from, people are not buying houses.
I think where you're going is how, because that doesn't make sense because the market's worsened. But the thing is our trajectory of success has just been more in that time. So for example, if you started real estate in 2008 or 6 even, the market was still strong in 2006.
Yeah.
But you sold more in 2009 than 6. That doesn't necessarily mean it's because the market's better. It's just you have been figured out your systems and your business and your marketing. We have more clients and more reach now than we did then.
He's going to say some stupid stuff. I mean, that's the reality. He's going to spout out some stuff, but at the end of the day, he's by far more authentic. I'll take the person that's being authentic over the person that's given all these BS political answers. I'll take the authenticity any day of the week because at least you know what you're getting.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying he's the perfect candidate, but I'm telling you right now,
Of the two.
for me and what I'm looking for, yeah, he's light years ahead.
For me, I think it's more about, like, I don't really resonate with him in the way that he speaks.
It's more not him.
It's more not him than it is like I'm for her. If you're coming from a place of lack and you don't feel gratitude, you don't feel the abundance, like how could you really like teach that? You know what I mean? How could you really project that to a certain group of people?
If you don't emote aloha, how are you going to spread aloha, right?
Exactly.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I don't feel good receiving some of those messages. So I'm not going to ignore that just because of my political views on whatever he said his campaign was. You know what I mean? I go for feeling, less for words.
Yeah, even if some people say Trump's evil and they evil, well, I take the lesser of two evils, which would be Trump. Because I don't want a lunatic in there. She doesn't know what she's doing. She hasn't explained nothing.
She grew up in a middle-class family.
Yeah, that's all she ever says. When I saw Trump saying, oh, I was in Vegas, I'm going to take away no more tips for tip workers, no tax on tip workers.
Yeah.
And 2 months later, she says that. But the problem is, in 2022, she was the deciding vote in the Senate. It was 50-50 to hire 80,000 IRS agents and to go after tip workers. So how can you say, I'm going to give things to that when I signed the bill in 2022, deciding vote to go after tip workers? But I want to see if Trump's going to do the Social Security tax break. He said no taxes on Social Security.
Yeah.
That's what I want to see.
If he says he's going to do it and he doesn't end up doing it, will you be mad?
Yeah.
Okay.
So when I first came here, like I said, 40 years ago, high school, I had people that were saying like, like mahalo, but they were really just trying to let me know like, hey man, you one of us, and I was like, well, I didn't really know that I was one of,
Yeah.
But yeah, some of the Samoans and stuff especially, they were really letting me know like, hey man,
gotta
we
invite us to
understand,
the barbecue.
we understand what you're going through. So I've always felt that, I realized that, and I appreciated that.
Are you from Hawaii?
No, I'm from California.
We're in California.
Sacramento, like Ranch Cordova. We're doing our 40th anniversary reunion at Cordova High School.
Have you been to Hawaii much? You have much
It's my
experience?
3rd time.
Do you ever get out of Waikiki?
No, I haven't.
Well, even still, how do you feel the political climate is here versus like a California?
I think it's probably a little more liberal, in my opinion.
More than California?
In my opinion, just the people. I mean, the
More than
locals.
SAC.
The locals.
More than SAC.
not the people who expats or people who live here. I should call them expats, but
Okay.
But the people that are native, I think they're a little bit more liberal. They get how it is to be treated as a minority.
During that administration, rates went really low, which white collar workers didn't actually lose their jobs at a high rate. So maybe rates didn't need to lower that way, but they wanted to bring confidence to a really afraid country, and lowering rates are part of doing that. And then he printed a lot of money too. His administration also printed money, stimulus checks, etc.
I think we handed out money ridiculously.
Isn't he a part of the
COVID.
inflation problem?
Is what part of the
Trump's
inflation?
administration wasn't it part of the inflation problem? I'm not a macroeconomics expert.
No, and neither am I. Anybody having to go, and I don't care which party was in it at that tail end when COVID was happening, that's something that we haven't seen in God knows how long.
Just like Obama stepped into 2008, but that wasn't necessarily his fault.
Every single person is feeling different right now than they were 3.5 years ago. And you can't tell me you're not. I don't care if you're a millionaire, you have a little less in the bank. If you're middle class, you have less in the bank. If you are poor, I don't know, maybe the poor is making out the best because everything's handed to them.
I have more in the bank actually, but I'm concerned it might be worth less. He printed money, Obama printed money, everybody printed money. Quantitative easing has been an American culture problem for a while.
I don't know about your money, but I know my money went down.
Yeah.
So, and it seems like a lot of other people are feeling that too. So I got to do what you're doing, then whatever you're doing, you'll have to share your tips with me.
Hey, you don't went on vacation with the drink, bro. No, I make videos and hope that by being honest and real, people call us to do real estate.
I think that's great, man.
How do you think Hawaii is different than the mainland in terms of politics and political climate?
I don't know. It depends on like which kind of person from Hawaii you're talking to. You know what I mean? Because if you're talking to the local people who spent all of their lives here, all of their families here, they're going to have a different perspective than somebody who's been living here for 10 years, 15 years, because all of that childhood background, it's going to like influence their decision already. But I feel like for us, like, or at least for me growing up, politics wasn't a super huge thing.
It's not like our daily dinner table conversation for most local people, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
My dad worked for Local 5 though. So my parents were very strong Democrats, and like they projected that. They were like, oh, we're here for the people, you got to take care of the people, this and that, whatever. So like I wasn't necessarily raised with the economy as a forethought. What's good for the businesses or what's good for the country or things like that. I didn't grow up thinking about or being taught those things.
Me either. I also went from military to civilian employee to business owner, multiple business owner, and so that shaped my view on taxes, the size of government. Some people on the right now would argue that the Conservative Party is more for the people, like more, hey, do what you like, do what you want. I'm not here to govern you. Some conservatives would argue that, hey, we're just trying to leave everybody alone and be happy. In these big cities where they're yelling at you for not using the right she/them, some conservatives would make that point, that they're the kinder party now. Could you give any like credence to that or acknowledge that? Like,
well, I mean, if you look at it in a perspective of like what if it was your name? What if I was calling you by the wrong name this entire time? You know what I mean? You told me your name and I chose not to use that name for you. I chose to call you this other name and you don't like that.
For me, I would say so. Like for me, it wouldn't matter.
That's fine. No, I mean, people call me by the wrong name all the time, but I can see how it could bother somebody if somebody was constantly being called the wrong name. You know what I mean? Like, if I'm reminding you, like, hey, no, this is actually my name, and then you're choosing not to, like, it's just a level of respect, you know? Like, why can't you use this name?
If I keep taking that all the way back, it's nice that in 2024, with all the, with a superpower in my back pocket, and it's nice that I could worry about what you call me. If we look at the majority of human history, no one had time to get caught up on what you called me. Like, we were trying to eat, trying to make it through a winter, not in Hawaii. But I guess I'm a little more bootstrappy, like, I don't know. I feel like I'm shaping myself out to be an asshole, but it's like,
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
To me, there's nothing more important in this world right now than safety. It doesn't matter all these other rights. There's a lot of important rights, and I'm not uber Republican or uber liberal, but we need more people to view it that way. You've got to view it by the economy, because if the economy's not good and if there's no safety, and she's not a very intelligent person, and I feel like she really hasn't shared any views or what she's going to do. And the reality is they've been riding this Trump horse for I don't know how many years now, and the reality is that her party has been in control for, what is it now? I don't know. What is that? 12 out of 16 years?
So you feel like it's like if I tell my wife, like, vote for me for husband next year because I'm going to do better, but I've already been her husband for 10 years?
I just feel like it hasn't been that fantastic. And the best money that's been in my pocket has been when Trump was here.
I think your problems are as big as you think they are because they're your problems. So if I say that my problem is big, it doesn't matter what you think about my problem. My problem is big for me. It's a certain level of privilege to not have those problems. If you care, if you don't care, then that's a whole different conversation. You know what I mean? And it's okay to not care. You don't have to care about every single thing. Just because this is important to me doesn't mean it's important to you. And that's okay. We can still be friends. We can still fucking eat.
Where would we eat? Best restaurant Hawaiian food is what? Don't tell me Waiahole Poi Factory.
No. Oh, that's not my number one. But if I want dessert, I'll go over there.
Kulolo.
Yeah. Sweet Lady Waihole.
Yeah.
I like Helena's, but I don't ever sit in. That line is way too long. But only because they got the beef watercress.
I went Helena's and it was kind of smaller portions.
Hawaiian food is going to be small portions.
No highway. The gaugao is substantial. But I don't like the butterfish, I gotta admit.
I know, me too.
For real?
Yeah.
Let's normalize more sweet potato and less butterfish. Huh?
Yes. That I'll vote for.
I'll vote for that too. Thank you. Is there enough spam musubis in the world to get you to vote for Kamala?
No way.
How about a lifetime free inter-island Hawaiian Airlines voucher?
No, we never had all this high inflation and all that. Only when they took over, the last 4 years is terrible.
Where does the inflation come from?
Jobs, I
It's
guess.
like the dollar becoming worth less, right?
Prices of things go up too, eh? All your milk and everything.
Every president's printed money and devalued the dollar. And Trump had to because of COVID, right?
Yeah, but he had to do some, but I think these guys did more.
They did more damage.
And then there's all the wars going on.
There were no wars under Trump.
No.
Are you from Hawaii?
Yeah.
Do you think Hawaii tends to be left or right?
No, they're liberal Democrats all the way.
Do you think Hawaii is a different kind of left than like California, Oregon, like?
Nah, they're about the same, I think. I think a lot
the
of
same?
California, yeah. They're all like the kind Michael Savage say, liberals with mental disorders.
I always thought the left in Hawaii is kind of influenced from
California.
from unions coming in and helping the plantations unionize, whereas
Whatever California, we always follow. This is always following the same thing as California.
I went back to the Bay 2 years ago. They're flying kites in the air that got political stuff on it. You won't see that here as often.
Right.
I've seen, people with their Trump signs. I've seen Kamala door knockers.
Well, it's just more laid back culture.
Triggered
though.
over there.
It's more laid back culture. People don't like to be as much in your face, which is a good thing.
Right.
I think that the politics have gotten too nasty.
Agree.
So I actually appreciate the culture here better. Like you said, you got more reasons to be laid back, But like in New York, everybody's really uptight. People on the West Coast, the more you get to the sunny weather, the more you get to the beach, the more relaxed you're going to be. The cultures come together more on the West Coast. Everything's more divided on the East Coast. But California diversity is completely different than New York diversity, even if they're equally diverse. People there are more separate. You got barrios, you got barrios.
Like
you got
the Italians are here,
that's what I'm
Irish
saying.
are here.
It's not like that in California, really. I mean, you got Watts and all that, but it's just more blended.
We could all go get some fun.
And we could all go to the beach.
I don't attribute many things to the president, whether Trump or Kamala.
You're saying the real estate economy right now is better than it was 3 years ago or 4 years ago under a conservative president?
No, I'm not saying that.
Oh,
But I mean,
I'm just
we're
curious
doing
how,
better.
because I agree with the guy from Vegas. I had the most money back then, or I touched more money back then than I did now. We're in the real estate game too. I mean, selling houses back then was...
You're an agent? Or
No,
flip?
yeah, we flip.
Okay.
Build and flip.
Where you live?
Oregon. Well,
Oregon.
I'm from Vancouver, Washington, but Oregon.
Oregon. You're a hustler. You flip homes. You renovate.
Yeah.
You solve people's problems with creative financing. Damn, who's president? It could be Mickey Mouse. All right, guys. So we just finished a round of interactions. This is new for me. I'm not Vice, you know what I mean? We do real estate, but I do think that the political landscape, the temperature is relative to the culture, which is relative to living in Hawaii. Relative to my people from Hawaii on the mainland who watch our channel just to stay close to home. I think it's good content, right? We talked to multiple people with varying levels of substance and understanding what they were talking about. Maybe only one person that acknowledged, like, I don't know a ton, but this is how I feel. Irregardless, me being, I want to poke holes in things. So I threw some challenges at everyone, whether they were left or right. We're going to go find some lunch and talk to some more people. All right, so we are in Chinatown, downtown Honolulu. Actually, I want to see if we can make it more to the working district, the financial district of downtown Honolulu. This is Hawaii, so we got to be able to find some real union Democrats. And I just want to get a diversity of opinions and conversations. And so we're hoping that down here we can find that. Also, we just ate Jay Dolan's. I think it's probably vast majority decision. Jay Dolan's is the best pizza in Hawaii?
She's not trustable. Cannot trust her.
Well, Hawaii is a blue state, right?
Yeah.
Always vote blue. Do you think Hawaii will be red this time?
I hope so.
What can't you trust about her?
She's a chameleon, you know, see him?
I saw a thing where they were saying she speaks like with certain accents and
Trump all the way, brother.
Trump all the way.
All the way. 100%. And I'm a union guy. Check this out. You gotta look at what they stand for, yeah? Like for me,
Okay.
they support abortion, which I don't believe. They support the homosexuality. And you know, that's everybody's own preference.
But in Hawaii, we all get like one gay cousin or,
No,
you know,
I get
it's been
plenty.
normal.
I get plenty.
It's been okay to be open for a long time. in Hawaii.
100%. The Bible always says it's an abomination. It's God's law. So you gotta go by what God says, not what man says. So that's what I believe. And that's why I cannot support somebody who supports that kind of stuff.
You think Trump is a good Christian?
He has his faults, no doubt, just like everybody else.
No opinion? That's a swing and a miss on the content attempt. Look at these guys, turn around, look at those guys. Yeah, so we should, I mean, if it wasn't obvious by the first person we met with the saw mask, it's Halloween right now, so you're gonna get some characters. Do you guys think Hawaii is gonna go Trump or Kamala? No answer. I think in Hawaii, we have this theme of don't draw attention to yourself, be humble. My icebreaker is, do you think Hawaii is gonna vote for Trump or Kamala? And people are just like, do you think Hawaii is gonna vote for Trump or Kamala? Trump! You're Trump! All the way. You guys think Hawaii is going Trump or Kamala? Trump! Hawaii's going Trump this time? Trump! Guarantee. Hey, who do you guys think is going to win the presidential election in Hawaii, Trump or Harris? I mean, because literally, I've been bothering people today. Nobody wants to talk to me. You guys have been the nicest ones so far in this downtown area. If I had to guess, the people who just walk by and not engage, I want to say they tended to be Harris, but maybe Trump's so polarizing that that's why they didn't want to talk. That's plausible too, that they're like, shoot, Trump, but I can't say that in public. I don't know. I just don't know at this point. I get it. Not everyone wants to be on YouTube talking about their political beliefs. Sir, do you think Hawaii's going to vote Trump or Kamala?
Well, first of all, I live in Atlanta. I'm on business.
Oh, you're here on business?
I'm here on business. So I think Hawaii is mainly a Democratic state. The majority, probably 98 to 99%, will vote for Kamala.
I think 98%.
I think so in Hawaii. I've been here one time. So this is my second time here. I've just noticed the last time I think it was a midterm election and there were all blue signs everywhere. There were no red
what year was
competitors, 22. So this time I haven't seen any signs, but I would imagine 98% might be a large, I mean, that's a big percentage, but so maybe 95.
So we found mostly Trumpers today.
Oh, really?
That's
I'm very
most of what we
surprised at
found. No, some were tourists in Waikiki,
Okay.
but even people walking by here, local guys.
Just the locals here?
Trump.
For Trump.
That's what we found
Well,
so
we'll
far.
see what happens. I don't know.
Yeah.
Best luck to both candidates. I don't disclose my vote, but that's what I think about Hawaii.
Georgia is a red state.
Yes, but it has gotten to where now, in this particular election, I think it's neck and neck. So if you look at the Georgia polls, I think it's about half and half. So it's very, very razor thin.
Your feel, you've been here a couple times.
Uh-huh.
The political climate of a Hawaii versus a mainland, a continental city, a big city in America. I think we're less triggered here, less political, but what do you think?
I agree. Well, first of all, the culture is a lot more laid back. California's a blue state, and now see, us on the East Coast view California as very laid back.
Okay.
And then when we get to Hawaii, we view it as very, very laid back, much more than California. Yeah. So to answer that question, I think it doesn't matter. And I know the landlord of the building we just moved out of, I asked her who she thought was going to win the election.
In Georgia?
No, here.
Oh, here?
Yesterday, yeah.
Oh, okay.
And she's a local, and she said she didn't do politics and she didn't vote. So I think there's a little more apathy here maybe than there is on the mainland, so that's pretty much it.
95 is wild. Sir, do you think Trump or Kamala is going to win in Hawaii?
Maybe Hawaii is Democrat, yeah, so maybe Harris. 50-50 right now.
50-50?
Yeah.
Why do you think Hawaii votes blue all the time? Like historically, why are we always blue?
The traditional politician is always blue. Need to change sometimes.
Need to change sometimes, huh? You never know. He said we need the change, so I think I know which way he's going. You know, I wish that we could go to all corners of the island today and speak to all people. The schedule made it such so that we started in the Waikiki area, spoke to some local people, but spoke to some tourists. And then we try to get more local people's opinion here. But along with Hawaii culture, a lot of local people just didn't want to engage with the camera. Are we at a 50-50 or we're still on the Trump side? A few people said Harris in passing. Anyways, weren't able to have the breadth, the length of conversation, the dialogue we'd like to. For local people displaced on the mainland and mainland people like learning about Hawaii. If this is something you enjoyed, leave us a comment. If you think we should do it somewhere else, some other way, leave a comment. And you know what? I tried to stay neutral. Just maybe throw some objections, find some common ground with everyone. It's a difficult video for me to do. Talking about politics and trying not to piss everyone off is a challenging thing. And then to do it on a real estate channel, we make these videos so that people reach out to us and do real estate with us because we bring value, we bring nuance and culture experience, and then they understand how skilled we are in real estate as well. We make those videos so that we don't have to go bother people and pursue them. So it's a little uncomfortable for me, a little outside of my comfort zone. But if you guys like this kind of content, we'll keep doing more. On that note, go to coreteamhawaii.com for all your real estate needs. Whether you need to sell a house, you've been seeing a lot of listings popping up on the channel. If you're looking to buy, hit us up. We'd love to help you. My team and I will usually answer you instantly unless my assistant's on a phone. I'm in an appointment like this. Hit us up. We'll give you a call right back or we'll answer you on the spot and help you with your real estate needs. Okay, what's your name?
Randy Wilhite.
Thank you for your time. All right, thanks for your opinion, bro. Thank you.
All right, man.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you, guys. Right on. Thank you. What is your name? Or do you care to say?
Des.
Des.
Yeah.
And
Tim.
Tim.
Yes, yes.
Tim had me shook to start. Tim had me shook. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Randy, thank you. Appreciate your time. Yeah, thank you. Allah, thank you. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Mahalo. Thank you. Happy Halloween. Thank you.